Hi there, I'm Jen Hand, your food coach for helping you end your battle with eating. And today we are talking about why your natural weight isn't what you think it is. So this comes up again and again with the women I work with, and even for myself, because for most of our lives, we've tried to control our weights, we've tried to restrict so we get to a weight, we've tried to manipulate our weight in some way. And so when we start on this journey of freedom and normal eating and listening to our bodies and really exploring ourselves, it is challenging to let go of that control. But what I want to tell you about your natural weight is that a lot of times it's not what you think it is, because if your natural weight is when you were at your skinniest, when you could fit into these X size jeans, on your wedding day, at some point in your life where you did something to get where you were weight-wise, that is not your natural weight. Because if you engaged in behaviors, in restriction, in over-exercising, and cutting something out that isn't sustainable long-term, your natural weight is not gonna be what it was when you were there, when you were doing all of those things or some of those things to get you where you wanted. And for me, I desperately grasped onto this my natural weight is when I was at my smallest, because that's what's possible for me. I mean, I held on to that for so long, and it created so much suffering for me because I was where I was and yet fighting to be somewhere else and desperately wanting to get back there and creating so much suffering for myself. And when I really sat down to explore it, looking at what I did to get there, cutting out carbs, cutting out all processed foods, cutting out sugar. This was when I was doing my master's in nutrition, and at my very, very smallest, and I was at my smallest another time using diet pills, which also isn't sustainable, but looking at, was that sustainable for me for my life? And the answer was really no. You know, it wasn't sustainable. And I was also a vegetarian for a brief moment. And for me, I like meat, so I want to eat meat, and that wasn't sustainable for me either. So it was really reconciling and sort of, I call it saying goodbye to the thin fantasy. Understanding that just because you got to a certain weight doesn't mean that that is your natural weight. So I want to challenge you to see if you can let go of the control, because if you are choosing for health, if you're choosing for nourishment, if you're trying to get in touch with your body, opening that door to listen to hunger and fullness, and how do I find satisfaction in my food, enjoy my food, find pleasure? How do I honor my body and really listen to my body? These are incredible steps down the path of releasing weight, in the sense that your body will be where it is and it will get to where it wants to be in the right time and in the right way. I think the challenging part is letting go of our preconceived notions about what that should be for us. So letting go of control around what you think your natural weight should be is huge, is a big step towards feeling more freedom around not only your weight, but your food. Because when you can let go of your weight, when you can trust, when you can look at your relationship to food and your body as a way to take care of yourself and not a way to control and manipulate your body, like, that is huge shifts and huge transformation in the way your body externally, I don't want to say treats you, but the way your body looks, the way your body feels, the way you act in your body, the way you feel in your body. Because when you can come from a place of honoring and nourishment and feeling good about where you are, even if it's not where you want to be, that's what opens the door to get to where you want to be. And I talk a lot about this in other blogs, other posts that I've done around acceptance. And the key to getting where you want to be is actually accepting where you are now, which doesn't mean you can't change. It actually means you can change. I know the whole irony of it. But understanding that your natural weight, if your smallest weight, if your ideal weight is something or some period of your life where you are engaging in a diet or restriction or cutting out food groups or training for a marathon or running 7 miles a week, a day, an hour, whatever, it's like, that is not truly your natural weight, because that you are doing something so far out of the sustainability mode to get there. So that's the first thing, understanding that your smallest doesn't mean, or your thinnest doesn't mean that that's your natural weight. The second piece is letting go of control and approaching it from the standpoint of how can I take care of myself? How can I nourish myself? How can I be good and kind and give love to myself? Because when you make choices from there, wow, that is what happens in the transformation, because you have no choice but to transform if you're making those choices day in and day out from that place. So I invite you to just explore this topic this week and really sit with, maybe my natural weight isn't what I think it is, because we oftentimes create so much suffering for ourselves in the desperate attachment we have to be somewhere other than we are, to get back to a weight we were at. And I want to encourage you to explore letting that go, surrendering it, and be open to a new possibility of how your body settles and rebalances itself at a weight that's natural for you. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this on this blog. I imagine there's many, many comments you have, many thoughts that you have, because it's a really big topic. So comment below. Would love to hear what you're thinking about this topic and talk it through with you and see, well, is this my natural weight, or how do I let go of it, and all that good stuff. So comment below. I'd love to hear from you.